Hi there, Munchkin. I'm here to get you bullish. Look at this chart. This is Cardano. Cardano hit 100 billion market cap without smart contracts. I need everybody to just appreciate that statement. 2021, 100 billion market cap. Please. It's a smart contract platform and it reached 100 billion market cap. So, friends, that's like a Ferrari winning one of those street races, but it's got no wheels. How'd that happen? It just teleported. Okay, it's from the crowd and euphoria. So I don't think people are just bullish enough on the upside on many altcoins in crypto. But, you know, there's going to be a lot of altcoin dispersion. It's very clear. But people who are living in the past, if they don't capitulate in, they're not going to see these amazing gains. We're probably going to see some amazing unicorn runs in certain stuff. But for the most part, it shows you how high a network can grow with just pure belief. That's it. Just people who just believe. Remember Cardano, Charles Hoskinson coin. So if I show you the chart again, because I know these off by heart, it had 11,000 daily active users here, and then it went to about 111,000 up here. It did about a 10x of the user base. So it did a 10x of the user base, and then that price increase was a 100x. Okay, so it went from about, you know, around 2 billion market cap to 1 to 2 billion, and went up to about 100 billion. So when you're looking at Metcalfe's law for a layer 1 chain, you're looking at the daily active users, but a lot of them, you know, there's a lot of bots and a lot of obfuscation as well. But it's crazy, man. It's not a lot of people. You know, by the way, someone asked me the other day, how did Cardano have 100,000 plus people using the chain? What the hell were they using it for? And this is the most amazing part, friends. There were no smart contracts, but all they could do was just swap NFTs. That's it. They was just minting and swapping these NFTs. There was these funny ones like Cardano kids. I know, it's crazy. So that's why when you're looking at Pulse Chain, friends, and I have this old picture, like Pulse Chain is destined for greatness. If you're looking at something that is 100 billion in a 2021 euphoria, I want you to think about the ramifications of this, because when this type of stuff was happening, crypto as an industry, it was only around 2.3 trillion back then. And I can show it to you now, right? So this is back then, friends. Look at this. Crypto back then, when Cardano hit it, look at this. It was around 2 trillion. 2. So if the crypto industry is going to grow to 5 or 10 trillion, it opens up a lot of price discovery for a lot of these other ecosystems. But of course, only the people who believe are going to be the ones who make it. Daily reminder, Hex is a better Bitcoin. You really have to believe, friends. And when I say like believe, all it means is price goes down, you don't sell. That's actually what it means. What it means. Like, this is the thing, man. If enough people hang around somewhere, other people flock. That's what happens, right? You can almost think of it like a nightclub. Imagine there was an empty nightclub, just an empty nightclub. If you had like, let's say it could fit like 500 people. If just like 20 girls went to the nightclub and they told their friends they're there, you would eventually get a lot of guys following. And I think crypto network effects, they share these similar traits like this, but it's not just hot babes on the chain that people follow, and there are simps out there, okay? But but it's more to do with, I guess, whales, because they have the money, or leaders, you know, they have the money intellectually because they're inspiring people. So these things get planted on the chain and it attracts other people there. But the power that you and I have is, I have a fluffy microfriend. We're here 18 hours a day. We can identify this early, because we don't need to insert large liquidity. You and I don't need to throw in $10 million into something. Number one. Number two, we can make our own value. And that's what Pulse Chain has been doing, man. That's why Pulse Chain, friends, the protein version of EVMs. Okay, it's making all this noise It's separating itself from all these other soy latte drinking chains. And I wanted to show you this this poll. Okay, friends, this is really, really important. This is from Plan C. This is from earlier in the month, okay? How will this Bitcoin cycle play out? Everyone expects, look at this 75%. Look what it says. A 4-year cycle with a peak in 2025 or Q1 2026. Okay, so only 25% of people believe an extended cycle with a peak later than Q1 2026. So I wish he asked as well, what about a shortened cycle? It's like, then it's not even on their card. Hey, that's possible, man. That's possible. Remember, it doesn't take that long. Once others BTC flips, you just got 100 days. Okay, so you just have to be open for everything. Also, I have a message here from Mr. Kung of Wood. This is wonderful. He says maybe no peak, just that grinding flat BTC top you mentioned. So yes, and what that refers to is if you go back to the top of the industry in 2021, right? This whole thing that happened. Remember, this is the whole thing. It's getting harder and harder to pick these these peaks that everyone's looking for. You see that? This is 2017. Everyone's looking for that. Okay, but look what ends up happening, friends. As the market gets more mature, okay, it gets more mature. It gets harder and harder to pick off. That's what the S&P 500 looks like. This, by the way, that's the S&P 500. Okay, so it becomes tougher and tougher because there's more liquidity and it's basically the industry is more mature at that point. Also, I wanted to give you a reminder as well. Do not eat the bugs. You know, every time the prices go up, we tend to forget all these narratives that were in 2023. Like we know, friends, we know Roca Negra, man, they got like a million Bitcoin from the spot ETFs. Man, there's just, you know, something's going to peak. You just know it. Don't let it stop you, though. Just be careful when there's non-believers everywhere, you know. By the way, non-believers entering, they're really, really emotional, friends. And non-believers, I use the term non-believers because they come like it's tough because people are gonna get confused because when you think of non-believers, you think of somebody coming in and saying, "Hey, everybody, I'm a top signal. I'm gonna throw in $6 into a coin." No, let me spin the helicopter hat one more time for you. Non-believers come in with like 5 times more money than you. They do. And they click first and think later. So non-believers who are buying Bitcoin at the top of 2021, oh man, such a crazy thing. Friends, non-believers, when they're buying Bitcoin, man, the people putting in like $150,000 clips at 60K. But those same people actually have friends that are only putting $10,000 down here. They're putting 10 grand down here. They're putting literally 100K plus up the top. That's crazy, man. It's just, it's amazing. So you have to be prepared for that scenario. I want to end with a Coinfessions Rekt, right? Look at this. My wife and I invested 200K into Bitcoin at an average price at $8,000. Okay. This is in 2017, I'm guessing, right? In the 2018 bear market, I took the decision to sell all the Bitcoin at over $6,000 and invested into XRP at 52 cents. Fast forward 6 years, our total investment would have been worth 1.7 million from Bitcoin, but instead we are stuck with an XRP bag which has gained less than 4% in 6 years, and our overall investment is at a 23% loss. I blame the YouTube shills and my stupidity. It sucks. So that is a lesson into ratios because it's basically opportunity cost. So you can actually see where they got in, by the way. So they converted it here. Look at somewhere in 18, they did it. And then the thing continued to go down. My gosh, 90%. Oh, wow. That's big. Okay, see, this is what happens when they're in here. Yeah, so firstly, you got to fix your attitude with this. They said, I blame the YouTubers, dude. No one is going to go, oh, poor you. It's not going to get your money back. Okay, that's the first thing. I also threw in a comment here. I said, if this person and his wife, instead of losing, if they made $10 million, they'd be calling themselves the biggest geniuses. And the YouTuber they followed, they would not have given them a single cent. You know it. They'll be like, oh, I'm a genius, right? So they want all the upside. They don't want to take responsibility for the downside, okay? You have to blame your own risk appetite. So what do you do, man? I get it, man. It just becomes so compelling. It really does. Because at the tops of these cycles, you see the most evidence of strength. But evidence of strength means you've exhausted a lot of the buyers. You just don't know they're exhausted yet because you can't physically see them. You have to use like, your sixth sense to see if there are too many buyers out there lurking. Okay, that's something that you have to just accept that you'll never really know. Maybe you can do things along the way. Trim your portfolio, have some Bitcoin on the side, make sure you've got your taxes and stuff covered. Okay, you can do these strategies along the way, but I promise you, friends, it's not people don't have like a real strategy problem when it comes to investing long term. They don't. Because they don't even know what they're looking at. Because everybody, look, their strategy is yeah, just do what's working, or read a thesis and then get in. Yeah, everybody does that though. Everyone does that. Only a few people are right. So it's like the whole concept of a strategy is just like flawed to begin with. So yeah, they have a big strategy problem, but it's not what the strategy problem they think. It's how they approach everything in the first place. So what do? Well, you just have to accept this. It's a game. You have to accept that it's a game. And the people who make it are those who truly believe, So you can mitigate risk, 90% call, 10% lottery. You can do things like that. But ultimately, you're still going to have to accept that this cycle, friends, it can blindside everybody again. It really can. I hope it doesn't, but it can. And you have to be prepared for that. That's why I always borrow from that Warren Buffett philosophy. He says, own a company, a stonk, so bad, right? If a CEO is really, really bad, then your company should still be able to run itself, So I think his quote is always saying like, the product and the service of the company has got to be so good, the fundamentals so good that, a retardio is going to run it one day. So assume they're going to run it one day. He's always it would always come up. It's one of his actually 4 main points. Having like a good manager. That's what a good manager meant. Well, what about, we don't have managers in crypto, they're networks. Thinking about the meme. Can the meme shill itself? Can Doge shill itself? Can Bitcoin shill itself? That's what you're always thinking about. You can't always get the answers, but at least if you're aligned like that, you can start to separate these amongst themselves. And yeah, you can't blame them, man, because it's like if you go back to this XRP, man, friends, XRP hit 30% dominance of the whole industry up here. It was literally like I don't blame anybody for getting fooled. It hit 30% of the entire crypto industry. That's how big it was. And then just payment solutions, like everybody was right about payment solutions being big. It's just the things they were using crypto to pay for, they got it totally wrong. Totally wrong. They thought they were going to be paying like Western Union and paying wages and paying for coffee. Nope. Instead, we are paying for network activity, paying for DeFi stuff, paying for on-chain swapping. That's the stuff we're paying for. That's the payment solution. So you only need to worry about these if you see widespread evidence of emotional big money with irrational exuberance. Okay, so that's what you're always looking for. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one.